Abbeydale Industrial Hamlet is a water-powered works that dates back to 1714. Water from the River Sheaf was used here to power tilt hammers, grindstones and other machinery to make scythes and similar edged tools. In the 1700s there were over 160 water-powered works on Sheffield's 5 rivers. They were used for different purposes, from grinding corn to sharpening cutlery. Most, like Abbeydale, were involved in metalworking. Abbeydale Industrial Hamlet became one of the largest water-powered works in Sheffield and is one of a few that survive today. This whole site is now a Grade 1 listed building and a scheduled ancient monument. Here are some advertising posters which will give us some idea of the type of tools that were made here. I understand that the main products were agricultural scythes, although other sharp-edge tools were made, such as grass hooks and hay knives. We'll now have a look in one of the workers' houses in the hamlet, and it will be described by a man from the past.
The Tysacks lived in this house when I worked at Abbeydale. It was fairly new then, built around 1838, and it was very modern, with running water. See how spacious it is. A kitchen, a parlour, larder, and bedrooms.
I want you to see that last clip again, just to say that my grandfather, who lived in a mining village, had a range just like that, and he had dogs on the mantelpiece just like that. Now they've got some lovely old tilt hammers here. A tilt hammer works rather like the camshaft in a car engine. The axle spins round and it's got knobs on it, and every time the knob hits the hammer it causes it to jump up and down. In this way you can flatten out a bar of steel into a thickness suitable for making, say, a scythe. Also to be seen at this site is a crucible furnace, in fact the only intact crucible furnace left in the world. You could also see the giant grinding wheels on which they sharpened the edges of the tools they had made. Incidentally, there are still men who are pouring hot steel into moulds. Here are some in the Meadowhall shopping centre, which occupies acres and acres of what used to be the Sheffield steel industry. Here's one outside the town hall, and also we've got one here doing some grinding. Now back to Abbeydale, and here we can see the stables. A reminder that horses were the main form of transport in those days. So, that's just a brief look round. You can't see everything in a 5-minute film, so go there and see it for yourself. Experience the atmosphere. Well, it's been a long day, and I think a cup of tea is in order. And as you can see, the best people come here. And that's the end of the news. As we leave and walk back towards the bus, we can see this big pond which has been made by the dam, which contains the water that feeds all the watermills that run this place. When we're on the bus going back to Sheffield, we can have another glance at that pond. If you'd like to know a bit more about the history of steelmaking in Sheffield, then have a look at 5 Weirs Walk on this channel, especially part 2. And now that we're nearly back in Sheffield city centre, why not go and have a look at Sheffield Cathedral, also on this channel.